Corey Rios. I've been seeing him in the comment section cutting the food. Let me get him up here right quick.
Go DJ.
Peace. What's going on?
What's going on, bro? So, let me ask, what is your Akita? What do you adhere to?
I am I don't like the titles personally, but
Okay.
what they would consider Quran only.
Here we go again.
Okay, but you Muslim, right?
I'm a monotheist, yes.
Oh, you a monotheist. Okay, so you're not even Muslim. Okay.
No. I mean, I would say Muslim, but you have a lot of your brothers and sisters who wouldn't consider me Muslim, so therefore,
Who are you?
I call myself a monotheist just for the sake
Okay,
of
so let me
not
ask you
having
this.
no arguments.
Have you took your Shahada?
Yes, I have.
Okay,
I come from a Sunni family, I come from a Sunni family, so it's not like I'm unfamiliar.
Okay.
It's just like I said, I just say monotheist just to, because there's always some type of backlash or back and forth when it comes to that. That's all.
So you pray the 5 daily prayers and etc. You
No, I pray 3.
Hold on, bro. How?
pray the 3. Okay, so this is why you were saying Quran only.
So I have a few issues in terms of that. Number 1, Surah 4, verse 82 says, "Why do they not study the Quran carefully? Had it been from other than Allah, they would have certainly found in it many contradictions."
Mm-hmm.
Now, when it comes to Surah 9, verse 101, it explains to the Prophet how there are hypocrites that are amongst them, that he did not know who they were, but Allah knows who they were.
Mm-hmm.
So clearly, these are Arabs that were amongst him at that time.
Mm-hmm.
So my thing is, if the Sahaba is so unquestionable, infallible, then who are the hypocrites that are amongst them? Because, of course, according to traditions, and when it comes to the Quran, there was a woman who was accused of adultery. Now, according to traditions, this would be Aisha. Between the Quranic verses, basically saying that we are going to, that Allah is going to punish them. They will receive twice the punishment. So my thing is, we clearly know that these people were there; they existed. So in order for us to receive the narrations from the Sahaba, or what is attributed to the Sahaba, who were the hypocrites?
So we do not know who they are specifically, but neither do we disqualify the whole Sahaba because we don't know who these specific individuals is. That's like somebody say, everybody in your house, there's a group in there that's doing some sour shit. Do I discredit your whole home because of a group of people that's allegedly, or that's not allegedly, that's said to do something? No, I don't, because I don't know specifically who in your home is doing exactly what. I just know that there is a group that was doing it.
I wanted to lead with that example as far as everybody in the house. No, that this does not mean that everyone in the house is basically sour. No, I would never say that. However, if I'm receiving a bunch of instructions that are narrated or quoted by such and such and such and such, and all these people are in the house, yet you can't tell me who the hypocrites are in the house, how do I know which hadith is actually
So,
sahih and what's not?
that's why you have grade of hadith. There's grade. You got Sahih, you got Hassan, and you got Daif. Or Daif.
Right.
So it's the grades of the hadith that lets us know as Muslims which hadith could be taken and which hadith could not be taken.
The hadiths that I quoted to you were mainly Sahih Bukhari and Sahih Muslim, which are the two most recognized authentic hadith books. Let alone as far as contradicting each other, and let alone there's more that contradict the Quran, and those that are just flat out outrageous in terms of how it feels towards women, and what it says about wives, and taking women against their will, things of that nature. Like these are all Sahih Bukhari 3237. The Prophet said, if a wife refuses to give husband sex, well, she will be cursed by angels. If a man has 2 false witnesses that could claim her consent to a judge, then it is valid.
What you're saying is because they don't resonate with you personally, they are to be opposed. Let me give you an example. This is how Islam is just, right? If you got a problem, you say something. If you choose not to say something, your silence is acceptance. That's like, I'm gonna give you an example. That's like somebody in front of me doing some foul shit, and I sit right here and I don't say nothing. I just sit up and watch it. If I don't say nothing, that means I'm giving consent to what's going down because I have not either acted against it or spoke against it, which is understandable. So if somebody is exercising silence over action or verbal action as well, then you are in consent to what's going on.
I see. Would you tell your wife, according to Sahih Bukhari 3237, that if she does not have sex with you, she'll be cursed by angels?
I don't know the conditions of what will make my beloved deny me, right? I'm gonna give you an example. If I work hard and I pay the bills and I do everything I'm supposed to do as a man, I'm living upright, right? And I do what I have to do. And we have agreed to a contract of marriage, meaning that if I fulfill all my obligations to you, this is a contract now. I fulfill all my obligations to you and I do all I'm supposed to do, right? And just because you may not be in the mood, that I cannot. And I remember the woman has all type of rights, has all type of rights in Al Islam that I have to fulfill, right? And I fulfill all these every bit of rights, right? And she turned around and say, well, yeah, you done a good job in character and mannerisms, and you pay the bills, and you clean and you cook, because these are the things in Islam that us men, have to do too. Women don't have to cook. Remember that. You come and you say, well, even though you do all the things that you do, I'm just simply not in the mood, right?
Hmm.
I don't have a right to be frustrated as a husband to say, you know what? That's not a valid enough excuse because I do everything as a husband. I take care of this, I take care of that, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And then you turn around and you say that I'm just not in the mood to give you something.
I see. Do you subscribe to the belief that the Prophet Muhammad, may peace be upon him, do you subscribe to the belief that he was perfect?
This a trick.
No, there's no trick.
You sure?
Yeah, Corey, we went from the Hadith to questioning if the Prophet was perfect or imperfect. I don't really like how this conversation went to that.
Look at this nigga, man.
You know what I'm saying? Because you did say you believe in the Quran, right? The Quran was given to the Messenger, sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
Yes, it was.
Now you questioning whether he was perfect or not.
But before I go, I just want to get this off my chest.
It seemed like you even doubt his prophethood at this point.
All right. I think that's a bit of a reach, but I guess we can go with that.
What do you mean by that?
I'm not responding with any level of hostility to be 100% correct.
Okay.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So no, by all means, we just having a good debate. That's all.
Cap.
No, we having a conversation. We're not really debating because we do agree that Allah Azza wa Jal is the creator of the heavens and the earth, right?
Absolutely.
I have a question for you. The contradictions that you did state that the Hadith and the Quran could contradict themselves. I would like for you to show proof of the contradictions between the two that you discovered in the Hadiths and the Quran.
Because a virgin silence is consent, and if a man has two false witnesses that can claim her consent to a judge is valid.
If you come into Al Islam, right, and I lay down all the rules and regulations for you, right, and I tell you the do's and don'ts of Al Islam, and I say these are the do's and don'ts, these are the protocols, right? So you as a Muslim, you say, okay, I'm gonna come to Al Islam knowing the do's and don'ts, right? And I know the yeas and the nays. So after knowing that, you come into the Deen of Al Islam and knowing that if you are silent in an issue, that you could be consenting to an issue in silence, and you come into the Deen and knowing that and committed to that, that's not compulsion, because nobody compelled you to come into the Deen. Nobody compelled you to be here in this Deen of Al Islam. So you chose to be here, meaning you chose to adhere to the Sharia. And the Sharia says that if you exercise silence in the issue, then that is consent. So that's not compulsion, because you came into the Deen knowing this.
I mean,
Before you came Muslim, did you know these was? Yes, I knew that. Okay, so you knew that, and then you came into the Deen after knowing that, and then you exercise your silence, and then going to turn around and go against it. You are not compelled in the Deen. You're not compelled to be here. There's no compulsion in the Deen. So this version you speak of has an option to say, you know what, I don't like this. I don't want to be married because I don't agree to that, because this is a part of a contract. Marriage is a contract, right?
right,
So
right.
I don't agree to the stipulation of this marriage. I don't want to be a part of that. Let me read this hadith concerning the Ummah. This is the hadith that he stated, Sahih al-Bukhari 6968. And this is the one about the tricks of marriage. This is what it says. Narrated by Abu Hurairah. Now, I want y'all to listen to the context of this. Listen to the context. The Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said, a virgin should not be married till she is asked for her consent. And the matron should not be married till she is whether she agrees to marry or not. Check this out. It was asked, O Allah's apostle, how will she, the virgin, express her consent? He said, by keeping silent. Right? Some people said that if a virgin is not, keyword, some people said that if a virgin is not asked for her consent and she is not married, And then a man, by playing a trick, presents two false witnesses that he has married her with her consent, and the judge confirms his marriage as a true one. And the husband, the actual husband, knows that the witnesses were false ones. Then there is no harm for him to consummate his marriage with her, and the marriage is regarded as valid. The context where it says some people, that's not in quotations of the prophet. That's out of quotations.
It was so different than what I actually said because it made the same statement. Yes, there were a few other lines there, but the fact of the matter is, it's saying that a virgin's silence is her consent.
Basically, what the brother's saying is when the sister is in front of the judge, all she has to say is, I did not give consent. And
Just
done.
that easy.
Case closed.
But if the two
Just
false
that easy.
witnesses say that it was, then it's valid, and they present that to a judge and they get away with that, it's valid.
Why do you keep on saying it?
Listen,
That's if she still don't speak.
The f wrong with you?
what you personally feel is what you personally feel. That is personal. This person knows the law, and they're still in choosing to remain silent when they could simply say, I disagree.
The example that was given, because that sounds like me in a car with you. Now I hop in the car with you. You about to go pull a move. You about to go pull a move. I didn't tell you that I was sitting there going on this drill with you. But
No,
we're in the car.
so that's no. See, that's
Hold on. I'm in the car with you. You got two other dudes.
You a mixer.
You got
You a
two other
DJ.
dudes in the interrogation room sitting there
DJ.
saying that, nah, he said
Hey,
that he said he was going to go do it.
DJ Corey, hold on, DJ Corey. Let me tell you something, brother. All due respect. When I gave that example, if you're gonna tell the truth, this is how I know you're not truthful in your words. When I gave that example, I said this. I say, before you get in this car, man, we finna go do this drill, man. So if you get in this car and you know what's up, how do you take my statement, turn around and leave out a part of it, and then make it seem like I didn't tell you? See,
Because
that's that type of shit that be happening in the streets where niggas like you get in the car with a nigga like me and don't keep it G, and then get in there and squeal because I literally said that. I repeated it twice, and everybody in the comment section can say that I said that. I say, listen, before you get in this car, we finna go do a drill. How did you in your mind leave out that whole part of me saying that, got in the car with me, and then gonna play crazy when I get to hitting
Because
at
silence
somebody?
isn't consent, and two of your people
Hold
said
on.
Hey, DJ C, man, you dangerous, DJ C.
Let's go back to the hadith. Let's go back to the hadith. It's not what you take. Allah does.
No, you can't say Allah. So give me one Quranic verse that supports that claim.
Hold on. I'm finna show you right now. I'm finna show you right now. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam the judge over the people.
And the prophet still had to judge according to the revelations, because if he didn't, his order would have got severed.
Right. So check this out. Is that not fair that this person can simply just say, I disagree? Is that not fair? If this person could just simply say, you know what? I simply disagree, and that will dispel the whole case. The whole court will go into adjudication, because something has to be understood when that person says, I disagree, right? But this whole time, you gonna let this man bring two false witnesses and all. So not only did he do some bullshit, but then he brought two false witnesses, right? You watching all this transpire. You looking at two people that you don't even know from a can of paint. And you still gonna sit there in silence and look crazy when you could just simply say, I don't even know these people. I don't know him. I don't know these people. He's a liar.
The point is, brother, I will never take someone's silence as an agreement. Rather, I have two false witnesses, 100 false witnesses. I would never sit there and do that and believe that I can say, but again, that's your hadith. I would never subscribe to that, just like I don't subscribe to the other hadith that I sat there and told you about, as far as telling my wife that she will be cursed by angels if she does not have sex with me. Or the other hadith that I gave you.
Right, but that's, see, you are taking things into your own personal context. Like I said, the one you mentioned about the curse by angels, if they agree in a marriage contract, right? If she comes to a marriage contract, because to be in a marriage, she has to agree too. So she's not compelled to marry. She has to agree in this marriage too. So let me get this right. You come and get an understanding that you're finna sign this marriage contract, meaning that if this man do all the things he's supposed to do as a husband, you in return have to give him what he asks for, right? You sign off on this. You verbally or you physically sign off on this, right? Then this man does everything that he's supposed to do and uphold his part of the agreement of his marriage contract, right? And then when he wants some nookie, you want to play with the cookie and think that this man is supposed to say, well, man, may the angels curse your ass, because everything that I'm supposed to do on side of my contract and fulfill my contract, but you won't want to fulfill yours.
But that's applying that though. First of all, how do you know that he didn't do nothing that made her
Well,
upset? And
nigga,
that's why she didn't want to do it.
how do you know though? See what I'm saying? How you gonna use
But
that against me? How do
you're the
you
one
know though?
putting in an extra narrative into it, like, oh, he was doing everything he was supposed to do. We
But
don't know that
okay,
at
so
all.
how do you know he
And she
wasn't?
has a
So
right. If she don't want to do
How
it
do
that
you
day, she don't want to
listen?
do
How
it
do you
that
know
day.
he
How she
wasn't
don't have
though?
the right?
The same question you asking me, how do you know though?
Because you can't sit there and tell somebody that they will
But
be
neither
cursed
can
by
you. So
angels. You
listen.
can't
So
do
the
that. You don't
same
have the
rule. So
authority.
listen. Hey, DJ Corey, the same rules applies to you though. So you can't ask me that same question because you got to ask yourself that same question. If how do I know, then how do you know that
I'm
he
not
ain't?
telling nobody that they're going to be cursed by angels for not sleeping with me.
So, but you don't know the reason why he's saying that. You don't know the reason why he said that. The
But you're
fact that you coming
defending
to a
it. So if I
conclusion
can't
means
come
that
to
you
a
are
conclusion,
justified
you can't defend
in
it.
your reasoning. Man, listen, man. Hey, one thing about it, I told you I don't do no debate, man, because I get sticky. So I'm done talking with you,
We
homeboy.
behind screens, bro.
Yeah, for sure. So then we ain't got to talk, man. We ain't got to talk. We ain't
You
got
all
to
right? You be blessed.
talk.